Hello, this is Ben for the Blue Monday podcast. I have just witnessed Ipswich Town 4, Nottingham Forest 2. 4-2, 6 goals. It's like entertainment, isn't it? Fantastic. So, same team as Tuesday, other than Iorfa into the back four. So he went to right back, Spence went to centre back, Chambers was suspended. I thought it might be Knudsen, but he went for Spence, maybe because Kenlock wasn't quite ready to play. For Forest, obviously Murphy coming back. No Mackay in the starting lineup, which surprised me slightly. He has very good stats. They kind of gave a 4-2-3-1, Murphy at the head, Osborne one side, Walker the other side, and Dowell in behind him. So some dangerous forward players for Forest. Into the game, Ipswich set up similar-ish to how they played on Tuesday, but seems like today Connolly been unleashed a little bit further forward, and it was more like I suppose Mick will call it a 4-3-3 in the press conferences, but it has got skews further back now than Hughes and Connolly. So even though I'm being pedantic, this isn't a 4-2-3-1 anymore. It is more 4-3-3, but obviously the defensive shape can be 4-1-4-1. Ipswich win a free kick after 3 minutes. Pretty bad one from Waghorn, but in the 7th minute, Agent Murphy chests the ball down, loses control of it, goes back towards his goal and gives away a free kick. Much better one this time from Waghorn. Skews knocks it to the side. Waghorn goes round the wall. Smith in goal for Forest. I need to watch it back. He gets 2 good hands on it, pushes out, but Connolly is following in, and for the second game running he scores early on and gives Ipswich the lead. He's since he's moved into midfield, he's become pretty important, and it'll certainly be interesting to see what happens with the loan move, and be interesting to see with Adeyemi whether he's now ahead of him. He's making us not miss Adeyemi at the moment, so that's great. Osborne crossed to the near post. Murphy climbs up really well. He's free. He got unmarked. The cross is a little bit too high and he heads it over. Early throw in, Hughes to Connolly. Ward's in and clear. Ward didn't start the game well. I had Ward down as my man of the match on Tuesday, but he slices this shot over. Should have taken a touch. He pretty much did the worst thing he could have done with that. Good chance for 2-0 that. Spence loses Osborne here exactly the same way that Iorfa did Adoma. The ball comes back and he tries to kind of header it out. Osborne gets in, he cuts it back to Murphy. Murphy has to score, but saves it. It spills out. I don't know who put the next shot in. I was getting too excited, and like a ridiculous super cat, Bart like flies back onto the goal line, scoops it out, and then there's a scramble and it goes out for a corner. Brilliant. I don't know how on earth he saved both of those. He proper slow motion moment and he scooped it out. He made a really good save on Tuesday, so I think Bart's back in his kind of like top gear form there. Brilliant stuff from him. Skews with his token effort, left footer. But then Iorfa goes through the back of Osborne and it's a free kick, bit left of centre, and this is a great goal. Forest knock it slightly to the left. They put their foot on it, and Dowell is going to take the shot left-footed back across himself into the other corner. Bart didn't really see it because of his body shapes. Curls it right into the corner. Superb goal from Dowell. And 1-1, and I thought Ipswich were on top, but obviously Forest did have that really good chance. I suppose Ward had the other chance for Ipswich, but slightly against the run of play and not from open play either. But Iorfa, I was really hoping he was going to have a good game today, so I was so pleased when he scored. So on 36, it's played out from the back. Iorfa actually starts it. It finds its way into Waghorn, who kind of holds it up, and then it ends up going down the line and then on to Knudsen, looping cross from him. Iorfa had kept his run going and was up there. It's a great hanging cross from Knudsen, quite similar to the one that Reach put in for Nuihu for Sheffield Wednesday that broke our hearts about 10 days ago. And it's like Iorfa's sheer height here. He doesn't really have to jump. He's with a fullback. He's right on the back post. He nods it in, and that's always the best kind of way to shut people up who think you haven't got what it takes after bad game against Villa. So Iorfa, apparently a tweet went straight out, that was his first goal of his career in 115 games, which is surprising for someone who's such a sort of super athlete, but great for him. And 2-1. Hughes with a really kind of venomous long range of that goes just over. And then again, Forest scored to peg it back to 2-2. Really out of nothing. A good goal if you're Forest and a bad goal if you're Ipswich. Bridcut chips it over the Ipswich defence. I don't know who lets Walker go, because he's kind of in the middle, so he's in Webster's hole, but I suppose he's Knudson's man. It's a good finish as well. It kind of comes over and he half volleys it, and I think he surprises Bart because he's kind of turning onto it and he hits it really early and it just goes straight past him. So good goal if you're Walker, good technique. He gave a bit to the North Stand as well. And I did Google, yes, that is Des Walker's son. I was kind of sitting wondering whether he was about the right age and at the right club. But yeah, bad defending. I'll have to look back at the video to see who let who go and what happened, but good finish by Walker. Dowell takes a yellow card for a foul on Iorfa. And then it's half time and I looked at the screen, and this is kind of typical McCarthy. 63% possession to Forest 37, but no one can really tell me Forest had the better of that half. Their finishing was really good. They scored 2 excellent goals and obviously they had the other chance. I thought Ipswich attacked well and attacked in good numbers, and you know, Ward missed a chance and Hughes was close as well. So 2-2 about fair at half time, but Ipswich would have been unlucky to go in behind. Second half, ball over the top for Murphy, no flag. Everyone kind of stops for a bit. He works Webster beautifully. He was so good at this when he was at Ipswich. Kind of took it to the side and he's in on goal, and another chance for Murphy. Smashes it with the right foot, goes for power. And if anyone knows what Murphy's going to do, it's Bart, because he's probably trained with him 1,000 times. And he keeps both his hands up, stays strong, didn't go to ground. Sometimes you see goals like that go in where the keeper kind of falls to his knees and it just goes up and over him. So well done Bart again. Like I say, you can see 2 goals today, but he's back in his best groove. Forest are on top for a bit, but then Ipswich take the lead again. It's a kind of counter-attack. Connolly picks up in midfield and he lifts, it's not a great pass to be honest, over the top for Waghorn to chase on. It's bouncing and Mancienne, bless him, has a complete nightmare. Waghorn really shakes him up and Mancienne doesn't know what to do as it's bouncing, kind of gets all muddled up, falls over, and Waghorn robs it off him. In he goes on goal, and he's just a bloody goal machine at the moment. That's his 10th of the season. When he went in, even a difficult angle, he's on that left foot and smashes it in low, controlled side foot, and he's going to win the Player of the Year by a landslide at the moment, Waghorn. And the weird thing is I haven't mentioned McGoldrick or Garner yet. I'll mention them at the end, but he's carrying the weight of those 2 strikers all on his own, which is fantastic. Where are we going now? Nothing really happens until Forest line up their 2 substitutions. Now this happened to Ipswich at Leeds, where Warburton was just about to make his play here. Mick was going to do this at Leeds, and while the subs are out ready to go, it was Bouchalakis and Carayol. Ipswich scored a 4th. It breaks in midfield. Hughes carries it on. It looks like Salina's better placed. They're both running off the back 4. Hughes gives it to Waghorn, which I suppose is kind of smart given how good Waghorn's playing. He takes a touch and right-footed slides it across the goal. Perfect pass for Salina, who's always in a foot race going to get there first because he's so damn quick, and he puts it in. I thought he was favourite probably to go off Salina, so it was good that he stayed in and kept going. And it's 4-2, and Warburton, about to make his change, is now 2 goals behind, and that really killed Forest off, because the dynamic of their team changed a lot when Vaughan and Osborne went out, Carayol and Bouchalakis came in. Forest fans tell me, is Bouchalakis fit? That guy looks like he's the wrong shape to play football, and he might not be as fit as some of his teammates, but certainly Vaughan was quite a good kind of metronome player in the middle, and Osborne I've always liked. So the goal plus that substitution, that didn't really work for Forest. Carayol couldn't really get in the ball, and although Bouchalakis looks like he's pretty skillful, yeah, it didn't quite look on Vaughan's level, I thought. Bruin for Hughes, for Ipswich. Hughes gets 69 minutes today. Walker goes out and Mackay comes in again. I was surprised. I think Mackay's got 7 assists and 4 goals, so his stats are really good, although on our preview show we were told by our Forest expert that he does drift in and out, so and I guess Warburton knows a lot more than me. Waghorn, professional foul on Worrell, takes a yellow. Sears in for Waghorn. Waghorn was excellent. Connolly takes a yellow for a bit of a late one. And then in injury time, Murphy's third chance of the game now to score at Portman Road. Carriel, he drifts in from the left. Strong right-footed shot, goes out for a corner. Corner goes in, Murphy's up, and either Bart's with the crossbar, he tips it onto the crossbar, bounces down, and Mancien's in there. Really looked from where I was sitting like the ref was going to have a little look at his Fitbit, watch it, and say it was over the goal line. But Murphy gets shut out. He did have 3 chances, and the game ends 4-2. So superb. When this 5-game run started, I said they needed 8 points. They got 1 against Hull. They got 1 against Sheffield Wednesday when they should have got 3. They got none against Villa, so was really worried 2 in the first 3, and then they've won these last 2 games. And what I'm really impressed with Mick is he's lined up virtually the same players at Derby and against Forest today, and played in 2 completely different ways. At Forest he played behind the ball and he left skews there and everyone pressed and they sat still. And today, obviously, we scored 4 goals without McGoldrick or without Garner. Really, really impressed. For Ipswich, Bart is now back in his real awesome groove. He's made like 2 mega saves in the past 2 games at really important points as well. So big kudos for Bart. Knudsen got his 6th assist of the season. Spence and Chambers, well, they kept Murphy out, and if you look at the 2 goals, one was a bit of an aberration, but the other one was a free kick. I'm really pleased he came back and he scored that goal. Not 100% defensively, but, you know, good for him for his confidence. Skews was excellent as always. Connolly gets better each week. Hughes gets stronger each week. Selina was a bit in and out, but he got his goal. He puts numbers on the board. I think that's his 7th of the season. Ward was a bit of a mixed bag, but I suppose the man of the match for Ipswich has to be Waghorn, who just seems to be... Opposition managers must now just be really like detailing lots of information on him, because he's a nasty guy to play against. And just in the past 2 games when Garner's not been there, I was worried that he couldn't lead the line, but he really, really can. And it's just great to see the players step up when other people aren't around. It's going to be interesting. Garner should be about next week for... who's it next week? Middlesbrough. We don't know when Adeyemi's going to come back, but... And we don't know when McGoldrick's had some surgery, so he's going to be out for a month. So be interesting to see what Mick does with regard to that. Forest were a bit of a soft touch. They've obviously got some pretty skillful players. I like Osborne. Worrell, the centre-half, is a good player. He looks pacey and strong and quick, good on the ball, good in the opposition area and drifts out. Obviously, we love Murphy. It wasn't Murphy's day today. He, like I say, he had 3 chances and he fluffed all of them. Beans Osborne got taken out. I'll say that my opposition man of the match was probably Worrell, who's going to be very useful. I assume he's quite young because I've not heard too much about him. So, yeah, we'll see how Forest go. A little bit of overplay and a lot of Pep Guardiola goal kicks and centre-half splitting and whatnot. So, yeah, I expect Forest to stay inconsistent. They'll bash some teams and get bashed up by others. In terms of Ipswich, they're up to 7th now, and at least the game's spaced out, and hopefully we can feed some of these players back in. 8 points from these 5 games, that's 1.6 per game, is absolutely fine. That'll see you in the playoffs, no problem. Maybe need to take something from Middlesbrough next week, and then back here for Reading. But yeah, looking really positive. Mick's done really well the past 2 games. Like I say, very interested to see what he does with the team, because a lot of people have played well and don't deserve to lose their places. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're a Forest fan, please comment too. Let me know if I've got your team right or wrong. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. Give me a subscribe on this channel and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. And as I say, if you disagree or agree, give us a comment, and I'd be interested to hear what you think. Over and out, and I will see you for my match review, which will probably be up sometime tomorrow. Goodbye.